When the first breath of dawn exhales across the world, stirring the emerald fields into a gentle dance, when the tender light of morning spills over the horizon, tracing golden fingers across each trembling leaf and dew-laden blade of grass, the message of Jesus begins to unfold. It is a whisper at first, soft as a lullaby, yet it grows into a song that winds its way through the ages, slipping into the quietest crevices of humanity's yearning heart. He did not descend from the heavens in a blaze of glory, cloaked in silks or crowned with a diadem of stars, nor did he arrive heralded by the clamor of trumpets or the march of a conquering host. No, he came as one of us, a humble carpenter from Nazareth, his sandals worn thin by dusty roads, his hands roughened by the tools of toil, his simple tunic patched and faded. In his unassuming presence, he bore a gift more precious than all the riches of empires, a love so boundless, so pure, it could cradle the entire world in its embrace. His message was not a thunderous edict to bend the knee, not a rod to scourge the sinner, but a pair of arms thrown wide, an invitation to gather the lost, to comfort the weary, to mend the fractures that life's storms had torn into the fragile fabric of our souls. "Love one another as I have loved you," he murmured, his voice a soothing current, like a river of cool water winding through the cracked, sun-bleached expanse of a desert, bringing life to places long forsaken. This love he offered was not a fleeting spark, nor a conditional bargain struck between merchant and buyer. It was a flame that burned without consuming, a wellspring that never ran dry. It did not pause to weigh a man's wealth or a woman's station, did not falter at the sight of sin-stained hands or hearts heavy with shame, did not shrink from the jagged scars, seen and unseen, that mark our journeys. He gazed upon us with eyes alight with compassion, eyes of a father who sees the child beneath the years, a friend who knows the weight of every unspoken sorrow, a brother who bears our burdens as his own. Those eyes looked beyond the surface, past the walls we build and the masks we wear, into the shadowed hollows where we tuck away our fears, our failures, our quiet pleas for mercy. He did not summon us to climb an unreachable peak of perfection before we could draw near. Instead, he stepped down into the mire with us, knelt in the dust beside us, his hand outstretched, his whisper a promise. Love, deep, selfless, enduring love, was the thread meant to stitch us together, the compass to guide us home. The message of Jesus is a light, a fragile glimmer at first, like a lone candle trembling against the wind, yet steadfast, swelling into a radiance that pierces the thickest veils of night. He walked among the forgotten, fishermen hauling empty nets, tax collectors scorned by their kin, women shunned by the righteous, and he spoke to them in parables that wove eternity into the everyday. He told of a sower scattering seeds across rocky paths in fertile soil alike, of a shepherd abandoning the flock to seek one stray lamb, of a father standing watch at the gate, his heart aching for the son who wandered far from home. These were not mere tales to pass the time. They were mirrors held up to our souls, windows into a truth as old as creation. Through them, he revealed that life's richness lies not in the gleam of gold or the echo of applause, but in the quiet sowing of kindness, the patient tending of hope. Happiness, he taught, is not a prize to be seized, but a flower that blooms in the giving. When we kneel to bind a stranger's wound, when we break our bread with the hungry, when we sit beside the mourner, offering not words but the solace of presence, it grows in the spaces between us, in the hand that lifts without asking why, in the forgiveness that flows without tallying debts, in the smile that shines like a beacon through the gray shroud of despair. Life, he urged, was not a treasure to clutch tightly, but a gift to pour out, not a castle to fortify, but a bridge to span the chasms that divide us. "Forgive one another," he implored, his voice a melody of grace, soft as the rustle of leaves, yet strong enough to shake the roots of mountains. He did not preach forgiveness as a hollow commandment. He lived it with every fiber of his being. He forgave the hands that bound him, the tongues that jeered as he stumbled under the cross, the friend who denied him in the flickering firelight. He prayed for those who drove thorns into his brow, who pierced his side with steel, who mocked his dying breaths. He loved even those who hated him, and in his final surrender, he stretched that love across the abyss, bridging the gulf between a fractured humanity and a longing God. He knew forgiveness was no small feat, that it demanded we unclench fists hardened by hurt, that it asked us to step beyond the fortress of pride and wade through the bitter waters of memory. Yet he promised a reward greater than the cost, a freedom that unfurls like wings, lifting us above the chains of resentment, a peace that settles like dew after a restless night, a chance to stand tall again, unshackled by yesterday's wounds. Forgiveness, he showed, was not surrender to weakness, but a triumph of the spirit, a power to heal what was broken, to reclaim what was lost, to weave anew the threads of trust. Jesus rose as a lighthouse amid the roiling seas of existence, his glow unwavering as gales shrieked and waves towered. He did not swear to still every tempest or smooth every jagged stone beneath our feet. The thorns of suffering lingered, the shadows of doubt stretched long, the trials of flesh and soul endured. Yet he pledged to be our constant, our guide through the blinding rain, our anchor in the churning deep, our shelter when the winds howled fiercest. He moved like a sparrow through the skies, his presence hovering over the lowliest shacks and the loftiest spires, threading through the clamor of marketplaces and the hush of untrodden wilds. To him, no soul was beneath notice, no life too trivial to matter. The beggar clutching a tattered cloak, the king draped in velvet, the child chasing butterflies in the dust, the widow bent by decades of labor, all were equal in his sight, all were jewels in his keeping. All were summoned to his heart. He saw the divine spark in the downtrodden, the hidden strength in the frail, the quiet beauty in the overlooking, and he called each one by name, offering a place at his table, a refuge in his love. His message is a chorus of hope, a cadence that thrums beneath the discord of our days, a hymn that swells when despair threatens to drown us. He spoke of a kingdom, not carved by human hands or guarded by iron gates, but forged in the fires of mercy, upheld by the pillars of justice, adorned with the garlands of truth. He dreamed of a world where spears bend into pruning hooks, where the clash of swords fades into the laughter of children, where hands once raised in rage reach instead to embrace. He did not wield a scepter to compel allegiance, nor brandish a whip to enforce faith. His call was a gentle tide, lapping at the shores of our weariness. Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Those words drifted like blossoms on a spring wind, settling into the parched crevices of our spirits, coaxing green shoots from soil long barren, offering a haven where we could lay down our armor, shed our burdens, and simply rest in the cradle of his care. Jesus is a gift, a grace so extravagant, so unmerited, that it humbles the proudest heart. He is the certainty that when the world turns cold, when voices fall silent, when darkness presses close, there remains a hand, steady, warm, scarred by love, reaching to pull us from the depths. He is the dawn that pierces the longest midnight, the breeze that stirs the stillness of despair, the river that flows ceaselessly, washing away the grime of our struggles and watering the seeds of our dreams. His message is not a relic of the past, but a living flame, kindled in every step he took along Galilee's shores, every touch he laid upon the sick, every tear he shed for the suffering. He lived not for his own glory, but for our redemption, died not for acclaim, but for our freedom, rose not to reign over us, but to raise us with him. And if we still ourselves, if we hush the clamor of our minds and the tumult of the world, we can hear him singing, a song that weaves through the tapestry of our lives. It is not a distant anthem echoing from the clouds, but a melody rising from the marrow of our bones, threading through our laughter and our weeping, our triumphs and our falls. I am here, he sings, for you, forever and always. He does not retreat when we stumble, does not tire when we stray, does not falter when we doubt. He is the friend who walks unseen at our side, the lantern that glows when shadows thicken, the embrace that holds us when all else crumbles. His message is a charge, not to scale the heights of greatness or polish ourselves to flawlessness, but to love with abandon, to scatter kindness like wildflowers, to be a light in another's dusk. He dreams through our eyes, breathes through our deeds, loves through our hands, asking only that we carry his torch forward, that we transform this world not merely into a place of breath and bread. If this message of Jesus' boundless love and Jesus' unfathomable sacrifice has touched your heart, please show your support. Give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to journey deeper into Jesus' love and Jesus' everlasting grace with us. Together, let us spread Jesus' light, honor Jesus' sacrifice, and live in the love Jesus gave his all to share.